Hello, for those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that are new to this, my name is Acacia Thornton. I'm the CEO, legal coach. I'm so thrilled and happy you are here today. And today we're going to go over the top maybe 10 or so questions that I usually get about money manifesting. But in addition to that, I'm going to answer your questions. So if you want to find your chat button, doesn't matter what platform you're on, find your chat button, go ahead and start getting your questions in there. Hey, everyone. So let's just dive right in for a second here. Let's just, why hesitate, right? Money manifesting is such a big deal. And it's a really big deal right now in today's culture, not just because it's a growing, trending word, but because it can feel like there's not much money available to you if you're dealing with the economy, the government situations, a shutdown, a lockdown, layoff, severance, right? So many different things that can feel as if it's being taken from us. And it's really important to kind of recognize that it is perception. It is perception. So what exactly does money manifesting mean? What does money manifesting mean? And I like to kind of explain it in two different parts. The first is to realize we are always manifesting everything. So you being on this channel right now, you at the chair you're sitting in, the car you drive, the job you have or don't have. These are all things that we have manifested in our lives. And this is what it means to manifest, is that it's what you have, what's your reality, what's going on there. But what was probably not happening for you, and this is where the second part comes in, is how did it all get there? Why is this the money that you have? Why is this the job or not job that you have? And it can feel like so many external things are happening. But this is why the process of money manifesting is so important, in that everything we have, we've brought about. So the more we become aware of it, how we got there, the more we can change it into whatever we want. And I have had $20,000 days, $10,000 weeks, all these things like this. Both of those happen in less than 48 hours for me. And that's what it means to money manifest when we get into alignment. Now, when we are trying to get into alignment with money manifesting, what are we talking about? We're talking about three key things: your thoughts, your frequency. And what a lot of people don't understand is frequency actually means your emotions and your energetic space. And then third are the actions we're taking. So if you look at these three things in your life, it will come about that is the frequency that you're living on. Now, it's important to know that if something bad has happened in your life, you did not cause that, right? Of course, you weren't the cause of it. But when seemingly bad things happen, one of two things can be happening for you. One is I sometimes have really learned to enjoy when the bad things happen, because they get to create these more dramatic shifts, right? One might be I've had a few friends and family members who were laid off recently, and that can really suck when you're going through it. But let's say we're trying to manifest more money in your life, and you're like, how does trying to manifest more money lead to losing my job? Here's how. Maybe that job wasn't fulfilling. Maybe that job was going to have a cap on how much money you could make. And now without it in your life, you can see the road in front of you differently. You can go on to a bigger, better job than ever before. And that happened to me one of the times I was laid off. I was so thrilled to finally have a job. I'd been unemployed for about 9 months due to a move to a different state. I wasn't licensed in that state as an attorney at the time. So it just was rough. It was rough. It was rough. Finally get a job. 80 days in, I got laid off. WTF, man, come on. But because of that, I actually got knocked into a different vibe, a different action, a different energy that I came in with every day. No, my slate is clear. I get to decide what I'm going to do and live with my next life. I'm no longer beholden to just getting that job. I can get the right job for me. So the process of manifesting and then those outcomes is understanding how they interplay together. And while we don't control the outcome, we do choose the direction it's taking us. And so that is what money manifesting means. It's the process and those outcomes. and particularly money manifesting, is what are the thoughts, feelings, and energetic frequency you're on, and then the actions you're taking regarding the money you're after. Okay. So that's what money manifesting is. It's a combination of all of those to get a particular result in your reality. Another question that comes into my business a lot is, how do I start making money through manifesting? How do I do money manifesting if I'm currently broke or in debt? So, back to what we just talked about in the definition, right? Actions, thoughts, feelings, and then those thoughts, feelings, actions, frequencies, they come to an outcome. So, if you're broke, one, you're the one telling yourself that. The fact that you're even alive says something. What is happening is it's not that you're broken, it's that you don't have all you want to thrive. So, reshifting our thinking back to those thoughts about that. The other thing is, debt is something that it's not a bad word, but we're choosing to let it be a bad word. Our thoughts and our feelings about debt. So it's not that you're in debt. A lot of rich people have a mortgage, or maybe they're taking out loans to invest in something, to buy a new company, build a company. They take on debt. Debt is not bad, just like money isn't bad. Debt isn't good, just like money isn't good. It comes on the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions we have behind it. And so understanding that the thoughts, feelings, actions led to this moment of your financial reality. So what can we do to shift the way you see that reality? Just how I talked about shifting the idea of being laid off. It's not that suddenly the money is gone, it's that you actually have a clean slate, an amazing clean slate that might actually bring you somewhere better. There's a lot of people out there, myself included, who talk about when they got fired or when they got laid off, turned out to be one of the best things that could have happened in their life. Same for you. What about being broke or in debt is actually a good thing? How is this going to move you forward in what you want? I know I've had a few moments in my life where I had more debt in ways I didn't want. It just didn't feel right to who I was. I didn't like that type of debt. And so for me, it inspired me to get more creative, come up with new products, new people to talk to, new ways to build relationships and connect with the people around me. So where started to not only thrive financially, I started to thrive in the other areas of my life. I'm meeting amazing new people. I'm out doing amazing new things. I get to go to that barbecue. That's awesome. I didn't know that pool party, all because I got in debt. We don't know what each thing is going to lead to. We only are focusing on the one thing. And so when you only focus on the one thing, what you're telling the universe is, I want more of this one thing. Shift it, reframe to the idea of abundance. How can this thing, this moment, lead to abundance? Another example that happened is there was a not so great situation at my new home, and the police had to arrive. And through that, I got to meet a lot of new people. I actually got to learn how safe my neighborhood was, because what I thought was a bad incident actually wasn't. It was a good incident, bad trigger, but ended up being a beautiful ending, and one of the best you can kind of have in that type of scenario. So it was like scary, scary, dark moment led to better connections with the people around me, got to know my neighbors better, got to know the police, got to know what was going on in my neighborhood in a way that would have taken me forever, or if I'm honest, may never have happened. So you don't know if that person you're going to meet might be your next spouse, might be the person who introduces you to something, might be the person that becomes your new business partner. You don't know what the outcome is going to be, which kind of leads me to one of the next things that comes up a lot in money manifesting, is this idea of uncertainty versus doubt. Uncertainty versus doubt in manifesting. Okay. Uncertainty is normal. It's human. We don't know the outcome of anything, even if it's something you've done before. Maybe you've driven to the grocery store before. Maybe you've gone to work before. You anticipate some level of things being the same, but the truth is, it's actually unknown. Are you going to hit it as a red light or a green light? Are you going to hit every single piece of traffic? Is there going to be an accident on the way, or is there going to somehow be the clearest, most open highway you've ever had? You don't actually know the outcomes. So this idea of that we know outcomes or that we control them isn't a truth that we get to live with as humans. But that's also why life isn't like Groundhog Day. We enjoy that. It's what adds dynamics to our life. It was literally the same all day, every day. This wouldn't be a very enjoyable life. So if that's uncertainty, what is doubt? What is doubt in the process? Doubt is saying, I don't believe. I don't have faith. I don't think this is possible. I don't trust myself, the universe, the people around me for me to take this action and step into the unknown. Doubt is something that holds you back. It keeps you in the fear space. It keeps you from taking the action, from moving forward. Where uncertainty is you moving forward, taking the action. And if you're doing it right and you're manifesting, you're going to take it with full faith and believe that whatever happens is going to lead you to the money you're looking to manifest, or whatever it is you're looking to manifest. Even if it's a task you done every day. I've got to go to the job. This is what the job pays. Okay, maybe today isn't the day that $1 million shows up at your job, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. You just don't know. I have had some very surprise emails in my inbox before. Everything from mergers, acquisitions, bonuses, promotions, new divisions, and so on. You don't know what the universe has going on in your. You guys remember that thing with what was it? 5 degrees of separation, and everyone was related to somebody, I don't remember, some big movie star, and this degrees of separation. You only have the ability to somewhat see and sense what's happening in your immediate zone. The universe, the frequencies that you're on is happening on all of them. All the other degrees of separation, with people, with things, with time, with money, technology, laws, all of it. All of it. So when we connect to a frequency, we're telling the universe all the things on that frequency that are going to make this happen in my life, that are going to elevate me to having this level of money and richness in my life and abundance, fulfillment every day in my heart. Bring those to me. Bring those to me. So understanding that idea of doubt versus uncertainty is that uncertainty is what makes magic happen. When you show up anyways and you don't know what's going to happen. Odds are the most memorable things that have ever happened in your life, you probably had some element of uncertainty, but you were in it, happy, you showed up, you were confident, you were you, and magic happened. So that's the power there. So I see your questions coming in. I love this. Don't worry, we will definitely get these. I want to get these top ones, but I'm going to jump over to those in just a second here, okay? Another question that I tend to get is, what should I do daily to attract more money? What should I do daily to attract more money? Should you be doing affirmations, journaling, visualization, something else? Okay. Whatever it takes to do 2 things. 1, elevate your frequency. Elevate your frequency and get you to a stronger place of faith and belief that money is yours. Whatever that is, affirmations, visualization, journaling, those are all tools. They're not your answer. They're tools. There are times journaling is great if you're dealing with the thoughts, right? What's going on in the subconscious? That's great. We talked about how manifesting takes thoughts, the feelings, and the frequencies, as well as the actions. Journaling is not an action that's going to lead to your money. It's not in itself unless you do some other action. There might be a way to make money off of that. But journaling is going to help you get into the thoughts and sort of enter the feeling sphere. So journaling as a tool helps us deep dive into certain elements of the process of manifesting that in itself isn't everything. Same with visualization. Visualization helps us get into the feeling, the frequency, the visions of it. It might even connect us with what actions to take, but you still have to take an action. You still have to take an action, and so on. So all of these affirmations, they're tools to help you do what you need to do. And again, those 2 things. The first thing is that you want to elevate your frequency so that you have a stronger faith and belief that this money is yours, is coming to you right here, right now. Oh, hell yes, 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 yes. And then the other thing that you want to make sure that whatever your daily tasks are doing is that you're removing anything. I call these blocks, right? Your thought blocks. If you don't believe it's possible to make $1 million today, guess what? You're not going to make $1 million today. But if you step outside your door or wake up out of bed being like, today is the day. This is it. I know in every ounce of my being, every cell, every blood element, my bones, my muscles, my space when I walk into a room knows $1 million is happening today. And then sometimes that $1 million doesn't happen today. But the next time you wake up, it's today again. And you keep doing that. You never waver in your faith or your belief. So if there's anything between you and that, oh, it takes 2 years to make a business. No, it doesn't. Says who? Says who? That 2 years is a timeline you're putting between you and it. Oh, when this government is out of office, when the administration changed these laws. So you're saying the second that this administration is out of office and these laws change that, bam, you're going to have the money in your bank account? No. Anytime you put something between you and what you want, those are blocks. Even if it seems part of your reality, like time, right? But here's what's important to know. When it comes to the universe, the infinite intelligence, all this energy that's going to bring all those things to you, the thing you're co-creating with and asking for its help because it's here and wants to help you, it doesn't live on a 24-hour day. It doesn't live on a 7-day week. It doesn't know what a year is. Time is nothing to it. Just like there's no difference between $1 and $1 million to it. There's only a difference between $1 and $1 million to you, to your thoughts, to your feelings, and the actions of full faith and belief that you're taking. So when you're looking to do what do you need to do today, I definitely recommend daily writing or visualizing, either one or do both, what it is you want to call in. Bob Proctor calls these cells of recognition. The first time you see something, you may not know what it is, but the second time you see it, you know what it is. The third time you see it, and so on. This is how we learn to read. We actually just start to see certain letters and phrases together, and our brain automatically fills those details. The same would happen in your manifesting. So the more you're writing, practicing, living the moment that you're looking to live, that money in your account or the experience you're going to have with it, that creates cells of recognition, which creates your vibe, the way you're living your body. And so your feelings and the actions you take, right? It kind of has this I want to call fallout for some reason, but it has that motivation of momentum. That's the word. It creates this momentum in your cells and the frequency of what they're vibrating at. And that vibration is the law of attraction and like coming to you. So the more you get them to shake, the higher they are, the better your results. The more they're shaking, that's kind of like turning up the volume. So those types of things you want to do on a regular basis. But like I said, how you choose to do that is just the various tools, which one works for you. If the others aren't working for you, dump them. Don't do them. Don't do them at all. I don't really do affirmations. I do them sometimes, but not usually more than 1 or 3 days, unless it's a very specific type thought that I need to really, really get in there. So do what works for you. Okay. All right. We got so many questions. Oh my gosh. Okay. What if I'm doing all the right things, but nothing is showing up? What am I missing energetically? Well, right there, love, a part of you doubts. A part of you is doubting, right? Why are you doubting? What's the part of you that's doubting? Is there a part of you that's in panic? It didn't happen on time. I need it now. There's not enough of it. Work through those thoughts, feelings, actions, situations in those. Deep dive into each one of them and ask yourself, what about my way of being is expecting it and demanding it instead of connecting with it, instead of vibing with it and becoming the person who has that? Where is my opportunity to grow? And once you remove that, you'll start to see shifts pretty quickly. Why do I manifest opportunities or clients, but then they ghost, delay, or cancel? Oh, this is a great one. So this is from one of my business owner clients. Why is it that you're manifesting the opportunities and clients, but then they're not coming out a certain way? There is a belief system or a way you're feeling or acting, which the actions, by the way, are usually based on your feelings or your thought patterns, that says, I can get clients. Opportunities come to me all the time. I can get clients. That's easy. but this is how I expect them to treat me. This is how I expect them to treat me. I don't have clients that don't pay me on time. I've never had one because I would never energetically align to that. So I can almost sense that before I take the client because that is something that is ingrained into my energetic space. So what about your mindset or your heart space is expecting them to ghost, delay, or cancel? Is it based on something that happened before and now you don't have faith and belief? Is it something that you were raised with, treated with? My parents were entrepreneurs, and I'll admit, they weren't the greatest sometimes. Frantic and stress was definitely their route. And so I had to undo, I had to figure out where in my subconscious I picked up those random moments of nonsense of their reality that I took as my own. And I could sit there and be, wait, I don't have to run for the phone. I don't have to stress about the money. Money can come in consistently. But that was not what my parents experienced. So I had to overcome that idea of feast famine mentality when it came to that. So start to explore that and shift your energetic alignment. Like I said, I don't have clients that treat me a certain way because I would never accept a client that I sense would treat me that way. I am willing to say no to a client on a discovery call or potential client on a discovery call if I don't feel we're going to be the right fit. If I don't believe that they can manifest the money or have the money and want to elevate to the level that we can get to together. If I feel they're going to lower my frequency or I'm not going to be able to get them up to mine, if we're not ready for that shift together, I don't accept them as a client. It doesn't mean they're not worthy. It doesn't mean I don't help them. I will still always help them and follow up with them and things like that. But I can choose not to sign them, believing and knowing that there are plenty of clients that will pay me on time, that are not going to ghost me. They're going to follow up with me, stay with me. Oftentimes, some of my clients will come to me for one thing initially, and the next thing you know, I've got clients for months because they always return to me. And I love that because that's the bond and the relationship we've built. But that's also because of how I found them, how the people that connected us, or what speaking engagement I did, what advertisement, whatever it was on the energetic frequency that says, I believe this is going to get me clients who love to work with me, who are going to pay me on time, and we're going to make amazing things together, which means you can do it too. Because like I said, I didn't grow up with that mentality, but I got myself there. So I know you can too, especially because now that you're aware of it, love, you can do that. The fact that you're aware of it, I mean, that's 80% of the work. You got this. Why do I feel it's easier to manifest for others than for myself? Okay, why do I feel it's easier to manifest for others than myself? When you're saying for others, are you saying that others are getting what you're wanting? Like, oh, hey, everybody else has money, but I don't, or everybody else has clients and I don't, or what is that? Is that what you? Because what's really important here, and actually either way, it doesn't really matter. I want to say this. Every person is worthy. Every person has value. So the value you see in others, that they can have the money of their clients or the house and the family and the love, their value is your value and your value is their value. Every human has value and it's all at the same level. It's all at the same level. So whatever their value, they're living that brings that into their life, you too can be there. So what about you from the inside doesn't connect with, believe in, have faith in, or elevate to that level of living your value, living everything you are? Bob Proctor sometimes talks about you screw in like a 5-volt light bulb, you're going to get 5 volts of energy and you're going to need a whole bunch of light bulbs to be able to read. But when you take out the light bulb and put in a 100-watt light bulb, well, all the light in the world, right? The electricity frequency going through the lamp was the same the whole time. The only thing that changed is what frequency, what voltage did the light bulb have? What voltage is your light bulb working on versus somebody else's? And you never want to compare and contrast, right? But you have the full capacity to be the brightest light bulb in the world. And so keep following that. Keep doing what you can to get brighter and brighter, brighter. And don't worry if the other bulbs around you are dimmer. It's not your job. You're going to either light the way for everybody, because that's what happens. If one light bulb in the room lights the whole room, well, then the other one's hanging out in the corner. It doesn't matter. Or you're going to find your way to a brighter house, to a brighter way of living, to be around other bright light bulbs. That's what matters. So elevate yourself to that point and realize that if somebody else can do it, why not you? Why not you? What's so special about them? Are they flawless and perfect? No, absolutely not. Every human being is imperfect and has value. Every single human being. And that means you too, love. How do I release the fear and anxiety around bills and stay in the abundance energy? Okay. How do you release the fear and anxiety of your bills when it feels like you don't have enough money coming in right now? It feels like you don't have enough money coming in because you have this fear around your bills. And the idea isn't that you have a bill. Let's see. I love paying my electric bill because it means I get to have electricity. I get to cook and use my oven and my stove. I get to have my air conditioner or my heater. I get to have light, play music, all these things because I have electricity. Electricity makes my life better. And that value exchange of having to pay a bill for it, it's an energetic exchange. If I get all this benefit from my electricity, then paying the electric bill can be done with the same level of gratitude and abundance. And it doesn't matter what bill it is, if your car bill, your mortgage, anything. What we have for the value exchange. Either there's a part of you that doesn't believe you're worth that value, or you don't agree with the value. You're like, I'm overpaid for this. I overpaid for this house. Well, okay. As long as you believe that, it's always going to feel that way. And then when you start to have the gratitude for the things you get to pay for, you start to feel the gratitude for the money to pay them. Money is just a value exchange. People pay you for your exchange, right? Maybe you go to a job and they pay you for the exchange of that work or that output, that presence. And you can find other ways to do that. Elevate. The more value you put into the world. Waddles, the original author of The Science of Getting Rich, he talks about use value, giving more in use value than you get for monetary value. He gives the example of use value versus monetary value as, let's say you pay $10 for a book and the pages themselves aren't worth $10. You're like, that's not a $10 book. But it's the ideas, the thoughts, the motivation, the inspiration out of the book, out of the $10 you paid for it, leads to a better life for you. Well, then it was worth $10. It's the value exchange, not the literalness. So the more we can do this in the world of giving service to others, helping others in ways that they have value for that, well, money is the number one way of value exchange when it comes to paying for services or products. It doesn't have to be. There's in kind. But it's this idea of the value exchange, right? So when you're stressing about the bill, you're saying, I don't have enough money because there isn't enough money, because I don't think I'm worth the money, because I don't even want to have whatever this bill is. Those are all types of blocks in our thought system. There is enough money. You can get more money easily. If I can get more money, you can get more money. And how you choose to get that money comes down to the value, the light bulb that you want to shine into the world, and the value exchange for that. Some artists make $20, some artists make $20,000. It's still a painting. It might have taken them 10 years to make it, might have taken them 10 minutes. It's the value they put on the exchange. And so looking at your bills with gratitude, with the value exchange of the opportunity to have the bill for what you got in exchange for it. And if it's a bill for something you don't want, like I got towed when I lived in Chicago from more than once. It was annoying. And I'm like, I had to go pay $500 to go get my car for something that was stupid. And so it's like, but here's what I do know. My car is safe. My car, this is going to change. We talk about things that seem bad. Well, how can we look at them as good? How being laid off or being fired can actually be a great thing in your life. So what can this do to be better for you? Let's change our way of thinking, our way of feeling about it. And that will help us bring the money to complete the value exchange. Let me see. I know I have so many more comments in here and I want to get to them all. Hey, Ariane, I see you. Yes. Yeah. I love you guys too. I know. I was traveling. I was in Nashville and at my parents' house. So I'm really excited to be back. Okay. Can manifesting work if my partner or family is negative about money? Sure. Sure. It's not about them. You don't need them to manifest the money for you. You need to manifest the money. You want to manifest the money. Your value of life has nothing to do with theirs. Whether or not they choose to be a bright light bulb or a dim light bulb is not your worry. You worry, care about, elevate the thoughts, the frequency, the feelings, the actions about your light bulb. And what ends up happening sometimes is people start to see you succeed. They see you doing something they didn't know was possible. How many times in our lives do we think something's impossible and then we realize someone's done that? And then we shift in our minds what is possible, what can come of this. And we start to realize, well, if they did it, I can do it too. So as you focus on you, let go of whatever low vibe frequencies they might be giving you, because those don't need to be yours. They can be theirs. Let them attract what they're going to attract and let you attract what you're going to attract. And maybe that means taking a little bit of space from them. Just because they're in your life doesn't mean you have to see them every day or talk to them every day. Or you don't have to talk to them about money. Maybe just check if it's their spouse or something. Hey, how was your day? But you don't have to talk about money, or at least not your money manifesting. Maybe if you guys share bills and everything like that, there might be a money. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, choose based on what you want and what you're calling in and where you need to be. Get that where it goes. Clean up your side of the street. Clean up your yard. If there's trash in your yard, clean it up. Don't worry what your neighbors are doing. It's the same with people, whether it's friends, family, spouses, and so on. Clean up your side of the yard. And then what ends up happening when somebody finally cleans up their side of the yard? Slowly other people start to clean up their side of the yard too. Maybe they rise to that same level. Maybe they don't. But they start to make it clear who they are on that level now that they see somebody else showing them it's possible. So you focus on you, let them choose what they're going to do. And if they want to join you, they will. And if not, it's okay. It's your money. You're manifesting your life, your value. Bring it, shine it, live it. Full abundance is yours. You don't need to worry about anybody else for that. What if I feel guilty wanting more money? Okay, this is one I kind of subconsciously used to have myself. So what do you do if you feel guilty about wanting more money? I'm going to recommend go read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. But the very first line in that is that the truth of the matter is you have been created by universal stuff, by God, whatever you choose to call it, energy. You've been created, which means you have been created with these drives. You have a drive for this amount of money. Why is this the amount of money you want? Some people want billions. Some people want millions. Some people just want $10 to take their spouse out for a nice lunch. Whatever you want, you're the one who's getting that message in this universe, which means you're capable of living it out. Everything that it took to create you, to conceive you, to birth you into this world, to keep you alive is all here, which means everything for that to thrive and succeed. When you look at nature, like if a tree gets planted, like a little seed, like say a seed falls off, that seed doesn't go, oh, I don't know. Is it safe to come out? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to be able to grow as tall as I want. Oh, I don't know. The seed is just like, here I come, bitches. It's going to get its roots. It's going to come out. It's going to be green and grow to whatever it can. It might shift and shape around some things in its way, or it might become the biggest, grandest tree ever. Nature can't help but move forward and progress. Humans are part of nature. We cannot help but move forward and progress. And the same thing, the same calling of that little seed to grow is the same that you have in you. So if the seed can do it with the energy and the universe as it is, you can do it. So you want to call in you, bringing that to the fullest it can be, okay? Bringing it to the fullest it can be and keep moving. Trust, believe, know that your guilt is not what you were born with. It is not part of the calling that you've created. It wasn't part of your conception. It wasn't part of your birth. It got into your life somehow. It got into your psyche somehow, which means we can remove that shit. That's trash. Let's clean up that trash, like take it out. And guess what? We're never going to see it again. So guilt is just a mindset. It's usually something that's learned. And knowing that you are called to thrive, just like everything else in nature is called to thrive. The birds, when they're born, they somehow know to leap off the cliff to fly and find food. How do they know that? I don't know. They just do. You have those same innate callings to take those risks, to take those jumps, to do big things because you're called to do them. And so by feeling guilty and shameful, it's basically saying I feel guilty and shameful that I was created or that I'm alive. Because otherwise, why am I holding myself back from the big leaps of faith that nature intended for me? So explore that. Definitely get it out of there. Like I said, I had my own, but you were created to thrive. Just like the tree is created, the birds are created, the animals are created, everything is created to do these things. Fulfill whatever it is they're just having a drive to do. You were called to do that. Nobody can deprive you of that but you. Nobody can deprive you of what you're capable of that other than you. So we want to remove that guilt. We want to remove the shame because why the fuck not? If you need a $1.5 million to put a down payment on the house you want, go get it. Don't feel guilty and shameful that you want it. Give yourself permission to be all that you can be. Let yourself thrive. Do the drive. You've got this. You can 100% do this. And this goes for all of you on this call. You're like, it's like, preach it, girl. Preach it. Yes. That's it. Own who you are. Own that you're alive. Own that you're here for. I always kind of struggle with the idea of a purpose. Like we have to have like some big goal in mind in our lives, but you're alive. The fact that you're alive means that your energy and your presence matter. And everything you need to fulfill what you've been called to do, called to be, matters. Don't let anybody, anything, any message, any news article, any parent, any adult ever in your life, a spouse, fuck it. They're not you. They don't understand the drive you have. Only you can. They're going to have their own drive. And so if your drive doesn't align with them, they're going to doubt it because they don't get it. How can they get what's going on inside of you? You get it. Get out there, get that life, get that money, manifest like crazy. And remove ideas of time, planning, all of these things. Have enough of a plan that you want to take action or enough of visualization that you know where to start. But other than that, do not worry. Belief and faith is doubt. We talked about uncertainty versus doubt. Uncertainty is fine. It's normal. We don't know the outcome of anything. In fact, that's what we want. Sometimes we want to take the basic, simple thing that changes your life. You're like, I've done that a million times and today it was different. Yes, we want the uncertainty, but we don't want is doubt. We don't want to not take the action. We don't want to not do the thing. We don't want to not show up out of fear, doubt, guilt, shame. None of that. We show up anyways. And if we have the opportunity, we sit down and we do the work to journal, meditate, whatever, to find out why. Why do I have this guilt, shame, whatever, so I can remove it. Not sit in it, remove it. That's what's important. That's what it takes to manifest money like crazy. I love you all. We go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern here at CEO Legal Coach. Oh, I wanted to mention I've got a free 21-day wealth and abundance meditation series on my YouTube. So my YouTube is at CEO Legal Coach. Right? CEO Legal Coach, that's me. Just go to that channel, subscribe, and you'll get the whole 21-day meditation series. I love it. All right, I'll see you all soon.